Anyways, the old gadget in the shoe, it can be traced back to Victorian times. So technically, talking about which TV show done it first, that's a whole different ball game. But anyways, let's get to talking about this.
Is it just me? Or is it getting crazier out there?
I don't know about that, but it's getting hotter in here, man. I'm sweating like a horse in a uh,
In a,
unmowed pasture. I don't know.
well, it's only like in the 80s there. It's nearly 100 here.
You're used to it though. You're in California, so
Whatever.
That's hot, Dave. That's hot. Anyways, hello everybody. Welcome to Late Horror Show. I'm Dino. That's Dave. That's John Avery. Actually, you you will never take me alive. He's changed it 4 times now. 4 times. Oh man, it's just too much. Yeah, a little bit of a delay. Mr. Ed Yippee, I knew Dino could do it, and the crowd cheers. It wasn't me. It was Dave.
I had to do a total reboot.
Yeah. He's got like AOL still, that little disc that goes in that you go.
Don't ever make fun of 14.4.
Oh, it was fabulous at the time, right? I couldn't, man, when I saw that free disc at checkout, whew,
15 hours, man.
Yeah, I'm like, I am there. Let me power this baby up. It's free? How can it be free? Anyways, good to see everybody. Let me say hi. Harry Scott, what's going on? Hi, boy, donuts to you. Nathan, what is going on? Tragic Mammal, Mr. Ed. Hey, Ed. Stathis, what's going on? Andrea Black, Connie Clary. Lizzie was here. I know she was here. Maybe we took too long and she's not here no more. I have to thank Dee. Can you see better, Dave?
Very, very much.
Very much so. Okay. Were you just looking at pixels and going, wait a second, I can't do the show this way?
Can't read my notes.
Yeah. It's so funny. I was doing on the Lego channel, I was building this haunted house here. And Dee goes, do you got one of those turntables that turn? It'll make it a lot easier. And lo and behold, I had one sitting right over there that I got off of eBay just for this purpose and never used it. And it makes my life so much easier now. Thank you, Dee, if you're out there. Anyways, Adam for Christ is here. What's going on? So yeah, this is a Western, Dave. This is a Western.
It is. Wow. It is. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to tell you right now that IMDb had this at a 7.6. Huh. And I am going to say, to me, it was a 7 to a 7.5.
I'm gonna agree with you. This is season 1, episode 5. This is only the 5th episode I've watched of Wild Wild West. Believe it or not, Dave turned me on to it and said, "Watch it. Let's do a show on it." I said, "Sure, I like this." And they've all been great. This goes down to the basic bones of a Wild West show. It's not. There's no steampunk going around. There's really not a lot of gadgets of any sorts or nothing. They just ripped it down to bare bones and said, let's just make it a Western episode. And that's exactly what it was,
I even think with it being in black and white, because this is the only season that we're going to have black and white, that it actually worked better.
Does it? See, I haven't gotten there yet, but after season 1, when you get hit with season 2 and it's in color, does it just blow your mind? Do you like go, oh, I'm really not sure what I think of this? You're used to it now.
Yeah, it does. It's worse than that. It's Technicolor. So the colors are a lot more bold and bright rather than, the very subtle black and white imagery.
So I'm going to have a little bit of an issue probably when it transfers, but I'll probably get used to it really quick. Hey, Ezra Carter, what's going on? There's Lizzie listening with cats and birds. With cats and birds? She's in the jungle. Lizzie, what's going on there? Brian Kirkham, how you doing? I have been summoned, therefore I came as fast as I could. Okay. Good to have each and every one of you guys here. Please hit that thumbs up button as we talk about this Wild Wild West episode, which is entitled The Night of the Casual Killer. And I don't know where they came up with the title, Dave, but there's nothing
I don't know either.
Casual about it.
No, it's The Night of the Very Determined Killer is
yes.
what I called
exactly.
it.
I was going to say violent killer, casual or determined killer. That's more up the lines of what it is. But yeah, not a casual killer. I mean, Mr. Avery, he's out to get everybody. And let me just say, if you're a Seinfeld fan, as we bring up all the time, Uncle Leo from Seinfeld is in this. A very young Uncle Leo, played by Len Lesser. I seen him a little bit young. This is as young as I've ever seen him. I seen him in Seinfeld where he's older, senior citizen older. And then I seen him in All in the Family where he was like maybe mid-40s younger. And to see him this young, I was just like, wow. People are like, who's Len Lesser? But yeah, Uncle Leo, if you're a Seinfeld fan, I just can't get over seeing him in this. But he shoots somebody right off the bat in this episode. But anyways, and we also have a very lovely Lori Morgan. Not only is she kind of cute in this episode, the way she acts, she's so naive and just how she acts is just so cute. Cute is the word for it, Dave.
I think cute may be the word. Annoying would be another word.
Oh, I knew you were going to have a different opinion on this.
You know, she's not one of my favorite femme fatales in.
Well, not mine either.
But I mean, she just didn't do it for me.
Okay, that's all right. I'm not saying she did anything for me either. I said she was very cute. She was the only female in the episode.
Yeah, so pickings were slim. She is still with us. If Ed Stewart was in the chat, he would have said that she was 89 years old. Wow. All of the characters in this episode have extensive IMDb history. Lori Morgan, 159 credits. And that's obviously that's her stage name. She was in 7 Brides with 7 Brothers, and that is the where we would know her from. Yes,
that's a 60s movie for sure. Tragic Mammal says, Jerry, hello! Uncle Leo, he would always go, Jerry, hello! Too good to come over and talk to your Uncle Leo, huh? Got too busy. Listen, I got people in show business too. Go on, get your stuff done. Anyways,
I just remember him on the bed of the Waldorf Astoria saying, "No more nuts."
Oh, okay.
Remember they gave him free macadamias?
Yes, when they all took advantage of the hotel and they were ordering up everything. Yeah, that was Jerry Seinfeld's parents and stuff like that. So anyways, yes. The Night of the Casual Killer, the 5th episode we've done. You know, speaking of shows around this era, this is going to sound odd. I mean, listen, the past 3 years, I've, and I don't even know why I'm mentioning this. People want to hear this. I don't know. But the past 3 years, it's just, you know, there's something about the 70s. It reminds me of my childhood. It just, you know, most people go past it because, you know, decade after decade, I'm an 80s guy, really. But lately, the past 3 years, 70s, I went through the whole series of Kung Fu. It's just that feel of programming during that era. And I was building the Lego the other night, and I had the iPad and Amazon up, and I saw underneath there, I saw the Waltons. And I go, I've never seen the Waltons before.
Oh no.
Hey, listen. You watch Judge Judy, so don't even say,
Hey,
whoa, whoa.
I love Judy.
But anyways, the Waltons were there, and I pressed it, and I started watching episode 1. And, with John Boy and all the brothers and sisters. And, it's one of those very inspiring and loving shows so far. I watched episode 1, 2, and 3, and I was like, while I'm building, and I'm like, I really love this show. It's so enduring. I don't know, Dave. Listen, I just bring it up. I don't
right.
know.
I don't ever have to see the Waltons again, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, listen, I probably only watch it once and then I'm done too, but it gives you that a certain feel. Listen, I'm a Planet of the Apes guy too. There's something in my mind is just drifted towards all the giallo films, that kind of 70s European though, but drifted in that direction. It's just funny how creatively you get taken into a direction. What's going on? Is that a feedback? Yeah, that's feedback.
Not from me.
Dave's from outer space. That's all I know. He isn't even where he says he is. He's on a UFO somewhere with a backdrop, and one day we'll find out.
I'm under the plains of Skinwalker Ranch.
You're buried in the plateau.
They haven't found me yet, and we will discuss that next week.
Okay, yeah. Oh, by the way, and listen, this is a basic kind of Wild Wild West show. We're going to get through it pretty quick, so we'll fill where we can. Hello, Bubba. Good to see you. Chris, what's going on? Chris Chrisman, what's going on? Good to see you. No Waltons ever. Bad enough the first time back then. Listen, I knew I would get flack for that, but I just had to tell you what's going on in my life from watching some Waltons, and there was some.
As soon as you start watching Little House, I'm out of here.
That's JoJo's favorite. Where's JoJo been?
She hasn't been back in a long time.
I know. We miss her in chat. Anyways, Little House on the Prairie. I haven't. I remember when I was a kid, I watched a couple episodes of those Little House on the Prairie. Probably in the same vein as the Waltons. I think the Waltons were a little bit more uplifting. I think, whereas Little House on the Prairie was kind of sad. Like a lot of bad stuff happened. But anyways, let's let me move on from the Waltons.
We better before Chris Chrisman takes off.
Before everybody gets out of here. Yeah, Chris is going to be, listen, I didn't come here. But anyways, tonight I put together, listen, I really went to town and put something together tonight for overnight with Vincent Price. I know I've got another Vincent Price stream that's 12 hours long. This one's got timestamps. This one's got some different kind of stuff and enhanced and fixed audio on everything. It's going to sound crystal clear all night. There's even a little interview at the end of tomorrow morning. So I hopefully you guys enjoy Vincent Price overnight tonight. There's even a Cinderella kind of episode towards the beginning of the evening. But anyways, it's, me. I love the Waltons, Cinderfella with Jerry Lewis. Hey, Gigi. Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. But I also post, like Dave said, next week we're doing Skinwalker Ranch. We're going to talk some paranormal, remembering Art Bell. That's going to be a fun show. And I finally booked Katie Page for August 19th. She's an author. She has a lot of stuff about other types of places like Skinwalker Ranch. So she should be on August 19th. And then after, I just posted Kolchak, the next episode we are doing on August 25th. Demon and Lace, Dave. Demon and Lace.
I'm not going to be wearing any lace in that episode. For that episode,
you're not going to come in our negligee?
No, it was bad enough having to be headless last week.
Well, Chopper, yeah. The Headless Fonzie episode. We'll never forget that.
So good. So good.
One of the highlights in the Kolchak series we've been doing, Dave. Kind of a highlight.
Absolutely.
Okay, so enough said. I wasted 20 minutes. I think we could start talking about this episode now. Bring us up to speed, Dave.
All right. So, episode 5, The Night of the Casual Killer. We have an opening scene of this beautiful plateau where 3 horsemen are galloping, and 2 of them are local sheriffs, and one of them is from the federal government. And
Secret Service.
Secret Service. They want this guy named John Avery. And John Avery is played by the very handsome, sometimes I get mistaken for him, John Daner.
John Daner. A lot of people would know him from old-time radio shows. So
yes, absolutely. You were also going to know him for 2 episodes of Columbo that are going to be coming up. And
nice.
He is going to be in
crime.
He is going to be in Kolchak episode 18, The Nightly Murders.
Really? Okay,
yeah,
so we got some John Daner coming up here.
We do.
Nice.
And he is also in another episode of The Wild West where he plays this invincible person who's made out of steel.
Okay.
So it's
See,
going to be...
I think the later seasons it really does get steampunky, huh?
Maybe. Yeah.
Made of steel. Okay.
The opening scene, Jim West takes out a 6-shooter and shoots him, 6 times. Yeah. And every time it's like a Terminator type of thing where it's just, he hits metal. So it's really kind of cool.
Okay. But very cool.
Back to this episode.
It's funny, John Daner, Dave.
Yes.
I know him from a lot of old-time radio. I really do. I mean, I've heard him on plenty of Suspense, Escape, but not like I picture the guy a certain way, but when I seen him in here, I go, you know what? He doesn't look like how he sounds in the radio shows. I'm just making a point. It makes no sense, but I'm just saying.
No, I got you. I think his voice is a little bit different than what we would expect him to look like.
But he's got a presence. He really plays the part well. He's a big, tall guy, and he does have a presence here. And continue on, Dave. They confront him. He's wanted. I don't think they say what he's wanted for.
They do. So what happens is these 3 guys come galloping into this kind of open area, and they look up, and all of a sudden they realize they're surrounded on all these rocks. There are these outlaws, and they've each got a rifle. And then John Daner doesn't. He's just standing up there. He's all, how can I help you? And they're all, look, you're John Avery, and you basically were in politics. He was in politics in Washington, and there were some issues there for political manipulation is what they say. And he was friends with President Grant. And the thing is that they think, the populace thinks President Grant let him escape. And so they need to bring him back to save face. So
that's the crux of the matter with Mr. Avery. He's hiding in the hills. And it seems that nobody can get to him. The military can't get to him. Because he's too well hidden up there, and I guess the roads that lead up, I guess what did they say? 20 fallen military men have tried to go up and get him in these hills. We've talked about that. Well, we haven't talked about that, but like in the early days, like down in Arizona, there are lots of canyons and stuff like that, and people would be held up down there for years fighting battles because it was easy for them to hide out. So I guess that's what's going on here.
Right. We should say hi to Gigi.
Well, I did say hi to Gigi. It's good to see you, Gigi. This is my first time watching video performance. I'm blind, so I have my transcriber tell me what my ears see. Gigi, much love to you, Gigi. Good to have you here listening to us. We probably sound better listening to us than watching us. we're a couple of buffoons. No, listen, we're very handsome men, and at least I am. No, I'm joking, Dave. They call Dave the suave professor. He's got to take it easy, man. Oh, geez, he's gone. He turned this video off. Sorry, Gigi. Well, it doesn't matter, but no. Listen, much love, Gigi. Glad you're here. I do see you in the overnights listening to the radio, that's for sure. Anyways, Dave, I'm joking, bud. Listen, look at me. I've got a hat on, glasses. I'm dim in the lights. Trying to hide. Like Seinfeld. I'm a two-face. When the light hits me, I turn into a monster.
Okay.
I'm joking.
All right. Hello, Dave C.
Hey, Dave C. What's going on? Okay, anyways, let's get back to the show.
Yeah. Okay, so
is it really a show? I guess what we're talking about is a show.
So the guy basically, the Secret Service guy says, you need to give yourself up. I'll take you back into Washington. We'll give you, some presidential protection. Everything will be okay. And so then Uncle Leo shoots him, like square on in the chest, falls off the horse. And John Daner says, you can tell Washington that is my answer.
That was good. That was good. And yeah, Uncle Leo they don't care. He just pops off and kills them. And the other two end up going back and, relaying the message. But
what bothered me a little bit is that it didn't surprise the other two that were there.
Well, I think it was their acting. I mean, they didn't really have a reaction. Yeah. You think they would run off on their horses.
Right. I mean, I would have taken off. I would have at least maybe pulled my gun, but that's really about it.
Yeah, well, I think they knew better than to pull their gun. There were too many people up there. Like when they came through too, they're looking up at, all these people popping out of the, the canyons. That's why this reminds me of Planet of the Apes too. Like, remember Planet of the Apes when Charlton Heston walking through, and all the native people were like coming out on the cliffs and then running back. There's no reference there, David.
I've never seen Planet of the Apes.
Oh my God. I think we probably said this before. Yeah. You need to watch the Apes.
I watched the beginning where there's like this capsule in the water and one of the doctors has turned into a skeleton.
I think you would love the movie. This is nothing like the early sci-fi that you just detest, like the cheesy 50s stuff. This is Academy Award winning 1968 sci-fi.
Okay, yeah, and I mean, I love all the actors that are in it. I mean, you got Charlton Heston, you got
damn him to hell. Yeah.
Claude Akins, you've got Roddy McDowell.
You have them all? Roddy McDowell is just, I mean, Planet of the Apes without Roddy McDowell, how would it have been? I don't know. But anyways, let's get back. So next thing you do is see their train. That train should have a name.
It has a butler.
But there's no name for the train, which is such a popular thing on the show.
Maybe we can call it Lulu Bell.
Let's call it Lulu Bell. Okay. Thank you guys. Really appreciate you. Anytime Gigi, he says it. Okay. Planet of the Apes movie. I've never seen Brian. Listen. Yeah. Okay. So the train pulls up, the no-name train, which is so important. I love that movie. Saw it on a big screen. Planet of the Apes. Yeah. My very first movie as a child, my very remembrance was of Logan's Run, of all things. Anyways, I've said that in the past, maybe about 5 years ago, if you guys remember, during an episode that me and Ted was talking about, probably an hour and a half in, so probably nobody listened or heard it. They're like going, what? You did things back in 5 years ago? So the train comes in, and you have a military guy and a marshal getting ready to come up on the plane to see Jim West because they need his help. You know, him and Artemis. But Jim isn't there, the butler comes out and says. Is this the first appearance of the butler? I don't remember seeing the butler.
We have never had a butler before. This is the first time. The butler lasts for, I think, 5 episodes at the most. And then
I love the butler.
He is unceremoniously let go.
Well, you know what? I guess that makes sense. Is there anybody else afterwards? Like, is there a maid? Because I could see Jim saying, no, we can't have a butler, but I need a maid.
Nope. And in fact, Robert Conrad in interviews has said that he wanted the butler gone because it slowed down the show.
Really? Okay. I think it lended a little bit of a James Bond type thing. You know how you always got that guy who's there. They could have had him give him instruments and stuff. I guess I know that's what Artemis is there for, right? So,
right.
The butler gets let go. Well, now I'm going to just look at the butler as useless in all the next 5 episodes, or 4 episodes.
Yeah, but I'm sure he's okay, you know. And he can put on his resume, I was a butler on Wild Wild West.
Well, there you go. Yeah, 5 episodes. Okay, so
they enter the train and we have violin music.
Yes, we do.
That is Artemis actually playing the violin.
And you're a big fan of violins, aren't you?
As Sherlock Holmes played one, Artemis played one.
Yes. All the most intelligent men in the detective business played violins.
Sure. And so then they think he's Jim West, and the guy goes, no, I'm not Jim West. Let me get him for you. And Jim comes from the changing room out back, and he's all, hello, officers, how can I help you? And they basically relate the story of John Avery. We want you to go up and find him, and we can offer you 2 things. 1, a very quick and very efficient burial.
Because they're saying, listen, there's no way that even the great Jim West, is going to get up there and get him. And even if you make your way in, there's no way you're going to make your way out. There's too many men and stuff. Which listen, which I thought was kind of crazy. I mean, it didn't look that tough to get through there. 20 military guys got. I mean, you bring a cavalry in there, I think they could have taken them down. That's
what they needed to do.
Yeah, they were a bunch of drunks in a ghost town, which I like that. I like that Avery went up to this, like, it's a ghost town where they're hanging out up in the hills. And I'm like, man, I could just imagine what that was like.
It is. It was an abandoned mining town. And I love some of the signs that were on the buildings. Yeah. I love the old hitching posts. And again, you know, when you become a billionaire, part of my property is going to be an old mining town where, you know, you have that kind of thing, tumbleweeds flowing through the town. And it's just really kind of cool.
Kind of like a Deadwood?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. No, 100%. Yeah, exactly here. And I'd walk, and I'd only go there on days where it stopped raining and there was just tons of mud everywhere. I'd make sure there were pigs and stuff like that. Just make sure my immune system's way up when I go that day. So, but yes, I would love that too. Lots of disease. You know, they would throw bodies in the pig pens too and just let them eat it.
Well, luckily they did not have to do that with Jim West.
No. I did enjoy the abandoned mining town, the ghost town, and I liked Woe's laundry cleaning. That's where he was held up at, Avery.
Yes. So you have to have
Woe or Wong.
Hold on, because I wrote it down.
Okay, I thought it was Woe, but it could be Wong. I could be Wong.
Wong Lo.
Okay, laundry, right?
And so it kind of gave me that Charlie Chan type of effect.
Yes.
Where, you know, you got to have the Chinese launderer even in a gold mining town out west. Right.
Because that was typical. So yeah. So yeah, they have, so all of that's going on there, but he's held up in this of all places, and it is a nice house or whatever you call it, living quarters in the back there. And
it is, it's very elegant. I again would have no problem living there. I would even live there with your friend Rita or whatever. Um, I
Lori Morgan,
Lori
Rita.
Morgan, yes.
Oh yeah.
I would. We should probably talk about how Jim West and Artemis get into the gold, into the silver mining town or whatever.
Yeah, no, it's time for me to shut up and let you talk about that.
All right. So Jim West and Artemis decide that they're going to take their job on the road. They're going to be traveling musicians. They're going to be singers, songwriters, dancers, comedy actors. They become Whitney and Gordon. And on the side of their, I don't know what you would even call it. What would you call it, Dino?
The side of their wagon, their vaudeville wagon.
Yeah, it's a vaudeville wagon, comedy, magic, songs.
Yes.
And of course, Jim West is dressed up kind of like a little bit of a nerd. Artemis is just eating this up because this is what he absolutely loves to do, is to do Shakespeare, to do acting and everything like that. So he's all gung-ho for hitting the stage.
Yes, I love it. Yeah, Artemis is a big actor, and it comes into play in all the episodes, really. Well, most of the episodes where he likes to be somebody else. He was the clown, you know. He likes to perform. That's his job. He's the sidekick. But Jim, looking like a little like nerdy kind of guy, just didn't buy it. But neither did Avery, really.
He didn't.
No.
They show up into the same clearing that the gentleman got shot at the opening. All the guys again show up on the rocks and say, "What are you guys doing here?" And they're all like, "We're looking for the city of Pima or whatever." And they're all, "That's like 20 miles the other way." And they're all like, "Well, we're going to turn around." And they're all, "No, you're not. You're going to come into the city because we're going to check you guys out."
Yep, that's exactly what happens. So they kind of trick them and then end up going back and being taken to the ghost town. Not the ghost town, but the mining. But I'm calling it a ghost town.
It's a ghost town.
Their hangout. Because Avery does not trust anybody, and they got to clear them when they're going through. So, Chris, Connie, the AI bots are going crazy over words. I haven't seen one thing pop up in the chat. So I'm curious, unless you're talking about other channels' chats. I haven't seen anything pop up. Am I wrong? Maybe overnight. But anyways, lots of streaming channels that night, you know. Harry Scott, I'm leaving that up. He puts it in every night. Be right back. I got to go deal with the cat. So I'm going to keep that up at least a few minutes.
I know the feeling.
Where is Bo, by the way? Outside?
He should be right outside that window on the ground in the shade, staying cool.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave. Anyways, I don't know. I don't know what direction I was going there. So,
but
Avery wants. He goes. Maybe you're going to put on a show for us. So, and that's what they're going to end up doing. So.
And so they lead him to this little place where they build a stage and everything like that. They go through the thugs, the drunk people go through all their stuff, and they do find a couple rifles and everything, but nothing really to cause alarm that these are government men.
Maybe auto check. Okay, whichever. Yeah. Okay.
Avery does suspect something's amiss. And so he has a couple of his drunk outlaws kind of rough Jim West up a bit.
Oh, yeah, you're jumping ahead, yeah.
Well, not really. I mean, they're just, they haven't done a show yet, but they don't trust him. And so...
Yeah, and they're setting up the whole, like, vaudeville, like, stage. And, yeah, I mean, he's putting it's a whole deal. I mean, Artemis, the wagon is set up completely to put on a pretty good show, a traveling show. So setting everything up, and during that, and I'm not taking it down till Harry comes back. Then I'll take it down. And autocorrect says Chris. Okay, gotcha. Listen, autocorrect's crazy on everything, phones and all that. They don't get it right. So he's doing all that, but Avery comes over, and what they're trying to figure out here is if Jim is who he says he is. They're trying to get a feel for him, and they're not guarding him, but they are. You know what I mean? So that's the whole thing. And Avery's trying to befriend him, and Jim's thinking, oh, okay, I'm going to get on his good side and all this other stuff. And then he's setting him up to get into a fight to see if he's, a Secret Serviceman wouldn't let somebody beat the heck out of him. So right. That was kind of a cool scene where Artemis comes and picks him up, and
yeah, and
with McCaracombe, I think, on his cuts.
Yes. One thing I forgot to mention is that when they were talking to Avery prior to that scene, Jim West said that he knew Avery, that he saw him in Washington, D.C. And so that...
Big mistake.
Yeah, I did not think that was a good thing to do so early in the show.
What's wrong with you writers? What was up with that? Yeah, I mean, stay under the radar. Pretend you're somebody you're not. You know what I mean? Or you are. You're not. Pretend you're somebody that you're not. Yeah, that's correct.
That is.
Thank you.
And not just autocorrect.
No, that's coming from a teacher. So I just wanted to be sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't understand why he kind of said those things. And even Artemis is like, oh, you're going too far, Jim. It's like, chill out, dude. You're some geeky side hand help. Stay that way.
Yeah.
I like this hat. He had a really cool hat.
Who?
Jim.
No,
you didn't like that? I like that.
It was 2 sizes too small. You know what it was? Yeah, and you know why you like it? It was a Peter Sellers hat.
Okay.
Where you would just, or an Oliver and Hardy hat as well.
Well, those are bowler caps or hats, and those are a little bit different, rounded on the top. But he had kind of something similar to mine, but it was smaller. I get it, Dave, but it looked kind of good. It was something you would see from the band The Breakfast Club from the 80s. People are, yes, you are correct, Dino. Yes. Okay, Dave.
So after Jim West gets tossed around a bit by these thugs, Avery,
I hate them for that, Dave.
I did too. It was kind of rude.
Jerks. Yeah, they were jerks.
But that was what the old West was like, and
they were bullies on the playground, is what they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Avery comes out, apologizes for the actions of his men, even though he said to do it. And then he invites Jim, but not Artemis. I thought that was weird too. Just invites Jim for a pre-show brandy.
Yes, I thought that was kind of odd because, wait, hold on. I got to get that back up. Gigi did say, my transcriber says it is impossible to teach Google anything. There you go. Yeah, I mean, he was the main actor, and Jim was kind of the just riding the carriage. But he did have a magic act, which came out of nowhere. It was pretty bad. I'll tell you that much.
It was horrible.
It was very horrible. It's like, okay, I see everything you're doing. He tried. But yeah, no, it was. But he brings him in for the brandy.
He should have actually done some singing.
William Conrad?
Yeah, he actually has an album.
No way. Okay.
Yes, he does. He was a very popular singer at the time. In fact, he was friends with the Rat Pack, Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr. and all those people.
Huh.
In fact, we will see Sammy, I think later on in this episode with the Night of the Headless Horseman.
Yeah, not this episode, this season.
This season, though.
Yeah, yeah. No, that'll be cool. I can't wait to see Mr. Candyman. Say, do you dig? You know, come on. Yeah, the Rat Pack. I'm telling you, good stuff.
It was good stuff.
I've got to listen to William Conrad sing now, so I gotta.
And it's actually really, really good.
So he's a crooner.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy, I got to look this up on YouTube. I'm sure YouTube will have it.
Most
Anyway,
likely.
Harry everything all right with the cats?
Do we know how many cats Harry has?
I don't know. He says with the cat, so there must be just one cat. I never see him use the plural cats.
Okay.
You know? Yeah, but you never know. There
Well,
could be one cat bothering at a time.
Well, yeah, but you've also got like cats like Bo that are a handful.
Yeah, yeah. Bo, you're telling me about how if you can't get in, it's going to make its way in one way or the other. Didn't push through the screen. Didn't Bo push through the screen just to get in?
No, she'll pull on the screen and let it go, so it makes a clinking noise, and that's her.
Oh, and okay, and then it gets your attention.
Going, hey, dude, like it's time to let me in.
Okay, gotcha. Honestly, I imagine William Conrad to sing so monotone for some reason. Yeah, listen, I don't know how he sings. We'll find out. Oh, there we go. Harry Scott, I'm taking it off. Wanted to keep that up. So Harry Scott says, Cat was busy knocking stuff off the counters. You know, it's the one thing growing up that listen, I don't think I taught the cats that, but I've always had toys everywhere, and they would always like creep like a cat would creep. Like their legs would go in between the smallest parts of where I had things set up, and I'm like going, good boy, good boy. You know, they were good for that, especially Socks. Socks he never knocked over one thing.
That's pretty good.
But I always said, how are you walking through that stuff?
Bo actually slept up here last night on the radio.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. She loves
didn't knock it off though.
No, she loves to get into those tighter spaces now, but she's very good at not knocking things over as well.
Okay, sweet. Okay, so now that Harry's back, we're where are we at here?
We're gonna go have a brandy with John Avery.
Yeah. And this is where he's introduced to Lori Morgan, the girl.
Yes.
And she's so happy. She's like, oh, I was a singer back in San Francisco, and I want to act. Maybe I could. He goes, maybe you could sing. And she goes, oh, that would be so awesome. But yeah, their interaction together, and she kisses him right on the lips right away. I think she's starved for affection, because I think Avery needs the blue pill, Dave. I mean, because she was all over Jim.
She was all over Jim, and he said some comment like, you know, when we're us performers, we're like family. Yeah. And she kisses him, and she's all, that didn't feel like family.
No. And every chance she got to afterwards, she would kiss him.
Oh, so, yeah.
Harry says his cat's name is Zeke. He thinks his job is knocking stuff off the counter. Yeah, when you get a troublemaker, you know, they'll continue to be a troublemaker anyways. So yeah. Well, Bo just drifted in one day in his garden, right? I think, and forever friends now.
3.5 years ago.
Yeah, and
it took about 6 months. She drifted for 6 months.
Wow.
Before she's all, yeah, I'll trust you.
Yeah. Oh, so I mean, I'm looking at my notes here. A woman, there's Lori Moore, was an actress, a singer. Yeah, and then we quickly find out that there's a mole.
There is a mole, and it is the Marshal. I forget Marshall's name. Hold on, I have it here.
Oh, you wrote it down.
Marshall Kirby, played by Bill Williams, 115 acting credits to his IMDb page, and a lot of it Westerns. A lot of these individuals, a lot of these outlaws were all Western actors, from the Virginian to, Rifleman to whatever, Bonanza.
Yeah.
Which we Big
and
Hoss on
he's
the Ponderosa, which is where Dino worked when he was younger.
yes, the restaurant, of course.
Yeah.
He was on Avery's payroll, so he's like most people. You come to me, I got you.
Yeah.
He was on his payroll. He had everything figured out in that town or area where he was at. And he told him, "Yep, that's Jim West. He's Secret Service. You better be careful." Handed him his pay, and he took off and had a good dinner and a few drinks at the local casino and brothel. And we never seen him again.
We don't see him again, but we do know he's arrested at the end.
He's arrested at the end?
He is.
Who?
Marshall Kirby.
Do they show him getting arrested? Did I miss that?
They don't show that. They just say that he is.
Oh, okay.
That he is up in the prison cell on the train.
Boy, I thought something was just, I thought I blacked out while I watched this.
No,
I watched
blackout.
Okay, so it was just words.
Yes.
Okay, dialogue. It was in the script.
Exactly.
Okay. Bo was counting the pens in Dave's coffee mug. We had to have a game, a little giveaway one night, and the one to get the closest to the amount of pens, and I trust Dave 100%. You can write it down. Well, maybe I don't. I think he needs to write it down and put it in front of him and say, "I've got the number right here." You know what I mean?
All right.
Then whoever gets the closest to how many pens are in that cup or mug, I'll hand a little something out. I think that'll be fun.
I think that'd be fun too.
Yeah, but I've never met a cat that walked by me and I didn't think you're up to something. Listen, I love cats. Not now. We can talk cat person, dog person, but I don't want to offend anybody. Dogs will take your head off. Cats, you can kind of look them in the face and figure out, are we cool? Are we cool? And they'll kind of let me know. The dogs will do that too, but they'll turn your heart out. Anyways, okay. Listen, and I love dogs too. You gotta be careful and get the right one though.
You do.
Yeah. Anyways, what did you do? Did you try to go get Bo and it didn't work out?
Yeah, she is underneath the bench in the shade, relaxing and not wanting human contact right now.
Okay. I love that about Bo. Very independent, even to Dave. Dave wants to come and get Bo for some, I need somebody to pet, and if Bo doesn't want nothing to do with it, he's gone.
No, but as soon as she's cold and she wants someone to hold her, warm up to her, she'll curl up on your lap.
Yeah, at the wrong time. I'm trying to get homework graded here. What are you doing?
I've managed that pretty well.
Okay. Okay, so where are we at? So now he knows what's up. He knows it's Jim West.
Yes, and so they're going to head off to the event, to the show. And Jim West or let's say Avery and his girl, Lori Morgan, sitting in the front row, and Lori Morgan's absolutely loving the entire thing, and she's oohing and awing. John Avery, not so much. He's just kind of sitting there. He's like, I know who you are. I know you want to take me back to Washington. And
I'm sorry, that just needs to be addressed.
That's a lot of Dachshunds.
Yeah, you had 23 Dachshunds, 23 wiener dogs, Harry. How is that possible?
Well, what's rough is, because you never have a right amount of wiener dogs versus buns. It's always one.
Don't all wiener dogs come with buns?
Pack in a,
I think
8 in a pack, 6 in a pack. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I think wiener dogs all come with buns.
Probably.
Okay, so that's a lot of dogs. Anyways, I say somebody came in and took care of that for you then, right? Harry, they said, listen,
Oh,
sorry, Harry, but there's a limit of pick 2 that you really, really like, and then the rest got to go. I love wiener dogs. I grew up with one. My grandpa, when I was listen, let's get back to
oh my gosh.
Okay, I'm sorry, Dave. It's one of those shows, man.
It's okay. I can't wait.
Better have the next one better have a whole lot going on in the plot. Otherwise, I can't stay focused.
All right. So Jim West is doing his magic tricks. He's, lighting a plate on fire. He's holding up an egg, and Uncle Leo shoots it, and everyone laughs. And then Artemis gets up and he starts Shakespeare. Starts doing Shakespeare. And
okay, that makes it better, Harry. Doggy door and 1 acre, fenced in yard. They were all housebroke. Okay, there you go. I've just seen way too many shows on those, the History Channel and Travel Channel, all that, and that's good. I would love acres of land. I would buy 50 German Shepherds. And then I would let loose my victim. It would be a dangerous game we play here. Okay, so yeah, the show is just going fantastic, Dave. And I love when Artemis comes out and does his. What was it? What was the one he did? It was the typical Shakespeare.
It was probably Hamlet or something like that. But it was
to be or not to be.
It was so funny because it was like the whole crowd just went silent, and it was just kind of like staring at him, like, "What the heck are you doing?" They've never heard that type of language before, or anything. But Avery tells Lori to go invite Jim to dinner.
Yes.
And again, Jim only, not Artemis.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, at this point now he knows it's Jim. It just didn't make it didn't make sense before. It's like you have them both come to dinner.
Right.
But she goes there and immediately they connect, and he's like, I'll help you get out of here and stuff like that. You come with me. Is there another way out of here and stuff like that? And then she kisses him. Again. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Am I talking too much? Did I skip over something?
No, not at all. But then Artemis finishes his, little gig, and everyone's applauding like crazy. And Artemis runs back. I did great. I did fantastic. Check this out. And Jim just turns and says, "They know who we are." And like his face falls.
Because he goes out for 2 standing ovations, and the third one he's got a sad face on because the gig is up. He's like, "Oh no!"
It was a good gig.
Yeah, it was a good gig while it lasted. Good gig.
Yeah, that was my Seinfeld quote.
There you go.
It was a very bad gig in the back of the limo.
Gigi says Fred is an Akita. The beautiful dogs. They can be aggressive though. When he leads me, no one tries to pet my service dog. Well, your service dog is an Akita, so I get it. I don't think I'd come up and pet either. But anyways, beautiful dogs. Yeah, beautiful show too, Dave.
I agree.
Not to mention the Wild Wild West episode we're talking about.
100%.
Yeah.
So Jim heads over for dinner. Looks like a fantastic dinner. I don't see a maid or a butler making it, so I don't know who made the meal. Lori is there.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah. Who made their meal?
You would think
maybe Lori did.
Maybe she did, or there was, normally a chuck wagon.
Chuck wagon. Usually that disappears in the cabinets, though. But Lori could have.
She could have, but she was.
And then got dressed up,
All right. Maybe that was it.
I would have liked an extra 5 minutes in this episode where they showed somebody cooking the meal.
Sure.
Lori cooking the meal, and did they have jean shorts back then? I mean, I don't know. Probably not. Dresses and aprons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No Daisy Dukes.
Not yet.
Okay.
So
So an extra 5 minutes. But anyways,
yeah.
So they're eating,
So
drinking.
they're done eating, and they're going to have some serious talking. And Avery wants to get rid of Lori, and he says, "We're going to be smoking cigars. Cigar smoke bothers you." And she's all, "No, it doesn't." "Yes, it does. Go away."
Conversations always go to food. Yeah. Listen, I'm hungry right now. I'm always hungry. I can go for something. Oh, what am I going to eat after this? Oh, wait, no, we're talking about a show. Yeah, so he sends her off, and he goes and pours a drink and turns around and says, James West, with his pistol.
Yes. And in the meantime, coming across the street to the laundry is Artemis. And Artemis is playing a drunk, and he's like doing his talking again, his soliloquy, as he calls it. And he comes up to the
Guard.
Hold on. He is guard, yes. Played by Dub Taylor. Everyone knows who Dub Taylor is. 263 acting credits.
Yeah.
Cannonball Run 2 is where I know him from. And he is that, I mean, literally, he should be on the Apple Dumpling Gang. He was that type of Western look.
Yeah, and he goes, "What are you doing here?" I mean, he's got that kind of character, bumbling, cowboy. It's, like 4'11". I don't know.
Kind of short. And he's all like, "What are you doing? Get out of here." And
you make one move, and I'm gonna hit you one right between the eyes.
And he's all, Artemis is like, "Did you enjoy the show?" He goes, "No, I was working." And he goes, "Oh, let me recite some of this for you."
And I like how he started. Oh, go ahead, Dave. You were probably going to say that.
Well, no, go ahead, because
I like how he was when Artemis says, listen, I will give you a performance, and you deserve one, kind of thing going on, and he says, "No, what you doing? Stop that!" There's some evil going on. He's like warding them off, like he's preaching.
Yes, and the term that Artemis used was, "Everyone here is starved for cultural ambrosia." And I wrote that down. I'm like, I don't even know what that means.
Well, ambrosia is what? It's not the food, but ambrosia means what? Love?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll move on. Listen, there it does mean. Oh, Bo came in. See, Bo knows. He heard my voice from outside.
She does.
She knows when the show was going on. Yeah. I keep saying he, she.
And I always want to say Bo knows baseball.
Really? Is that Bo Jackson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is Bo, B-O-W.
Yeah. BBO is, this is Beyond BO. Whoa.
Our third Seinfeld reference for the day.
I've cleaned this car out 15 times. It still won't go away. It's in my hair. Oh my God. Yeah, this is the kind of BO that seeps into everything it comes in contact with. Sorry. Ain't no way of getting that out. I'd say sell the car, Dave.
That's what I would do. I would, in fact, not even sell it. I'm just going to leave the keys in it.
I wonder what she does. Anyways, okay. So ambrosia is the food of gods. Well, I know that, Tina the Naughty Dragon, but ambrosia also stands for something else. Good to see you, Tina. Welcome. Go on, Dave.
All right. So Artemis starts reciting the soliloquy, and he's like, brings his hand up, brings it down, and the guy kind of looks down, and when he comes up with the right hook, knocks the guy out, puts his hat on, and we zoom back in. Avery calls for the guard, and he gets a rifle in his back, and it's from Artemis.
I'm just looking up the definition of ambrosia.
Okay.
Because I thought it definitely meant something else, but yeah, it's just all food.
Okay.
Pleasing taste. It's also a fungal product.
Nice. It was a group in the 70s too.
It's used for ambrosia beetles. And another term is bee bread.
Huh.
A dessert made with oranges and shredded coconut. Okay, so ambrosia does not mean anything. It's strange that he said that, except maybe he really liked it. Hey, Shakedown.
Also a group from the 1970s. I think they were a one-hit wonder.
Yes, Ambrosia. Yes, it was a good song. I think they had a couple songs, but
okay.
Hey, Shakedown, break down, make down, everybody gonna to the one.
Avery hands over his gun to Jim West, and he still has that look like he's in control. And even
he had that look. He had that cover girl look, Dave.
It was a cover girl look.
Man.
Except he didn't like flip back his hair or anything.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Well, he didn't have long, lustrous curls. Otherwise, we'd be talking about Prell.
No, but Lori did.
Oh, Lori did. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
And Artemis even says, like, hey, man, it looks like he's still holding the deck of cards, you know, and we flipped.
Oh, I like that. He used that reference a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
He's not scared. He knows he's totally protected by all his henchmen. And he doesn't believe that Jim is going to get him out of there. But we know Jim, don't we, Dave?
We do. And we also know it's top of the hour. In fact, it's a little bit past that. Do we have any thumbs up or?
Well, probably not, but I'll check. Let's see. Right. Are there any thumbs up? We got 56. Yay for thumbs up. If you guys haven't hit that thumbs up button, please do. Thank you very much. And definitely check out the description below where you will find Dave's link to his channel where he, I mean, I'm not even saying nothing. Just go hit the link, subscribe, and you'll find out what he does.
Every week.
Yeah, every week he does this. It's something that he does that we will keep a mystery. It's a mystery.
So they bring.
Anyways, go on.
So they call for Lori. She comes running out, and they ask her where the secret passage is, because they need to make their escape.
And this part was so funny. And annoying.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, look, they're gonna take
Lori.
Seeing Tina the Naughty Dragon there. They're gonna take Lori with her. She's already busted, loose from John Avery, and she won't tell them where the secret panel is, but she'll focus her eyes. But why doesn't she just say hot and cold?
I know it was like some comedic, like they just threw some comedy in there for a second, because he's moving around and she's, like you said, just keeps moving her head. And she could have just said, pull the lever down there over, you know what I mean? And that she wouldn't do that.
No, but I guess
what would the argument be to Avery later on? That, listen, I didn't tell him. You know what I mean? But you showed him, Lori. But I didn't tell him, and you said not to tell him. You know what I mean? Like a 10-year-old girl. Like I said, she was just very, whatever.
Innocent.
There you go. I don't know.
All right.
She didn't want to do the wrong thing, but she wanted to do the right thing, but she's with a man doing the wrong. And she's caught up in a whole mess.
Yeah, and she's
going back to San Francisco anyway.
Yeah, she just wants to get back up on the stage.
Yeah, and Harry Scott, exactly. You know what? For the channel, as many people as I have, Harry comments, Connie comments, Edward Stewart will comment. And then it stops at, I think that almost. If everybody could comment on the shows after they're done, it would help boost the channel tremendously. But I've tried to do that for many, many years, and I can't get nobody to comment. So, but thank you, Harry, Connie, Edward, and everybody else. Listen, thanks everybody for being here. I love you all. I want more comments. Let us know what you think of the show. Maybe we're doing something wrong. Tell us what we're doing wrong. And it seems that Gigi has gifted one membership and to Tina the Naughty Dragon. She's a naughty dragon. I don't know if she deserves that membership. But you got it anyways, Tina. So thank you, Gigi. Much love to you. Really appreciate it. Listen, as much joking as we do on this channel, I love each and every one of you. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you guys being here and hanging out all the time. So yeah, thank you, Gigi. And listen, Tina the Naughty Dragon. Hiss. You might as well join some movie nights Wednesdays, comedy nights. Connie usually hosts, and Friday nights, little bit of horror movie nights. Always posted in the community page, which I'm not sure if many people know how to get to the community page because of the amount of people who show up. But I love you guys. Hello, William Cromer. What's going on? Andrea Black. What am I? Chop liver? LOL. No, you're not chopped liver. Nobody is. I said I love y'all. We need more comments.
We had a lot of comments last week. We had a wonderful turnout for Chopper.
We did.
Which was almost 2,000 hits.
Almost it's doing
30,
good.
Almost 30 comments. So that was wonderful.
Yes, it's doing good. It's doing good.
All right.
So anyways, so where are we at? We're getting towards the end of this
We're
episode.
making the escape. We found the secret passage, which is basically in a cabinet.
Yeah, it's like a big, like, chest of drawer type thing. It looks like from the outside, but you lift up the big front, and it's steps going down to the old mining caves.
Yeah, and again, if I was a billionaire, I would have one of these too, because it's really.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Dave. Yeah, no, it makes. That's why I say it all the time, and I don't mean to like point out like, that it's such an important thing, but it is when YouTube sees that. Hell, I have a 12-hour stream overnight, and there's literally 3 comments. It don't boost as much as it should. Listen, I'm not complaining that I'm here to have fun, enjoy myself, and do what I need to do for overnights and stuff like. But it makes a big difference. The more comments, the more chatter, the more thumbs up, all that stuff. They boost. And it's just, for some reason, I think it's because it's the 12-hour stream. People get up and then they do their thing in the day. I know this is boring, Dave, but I'm trying my best, and it's probably not going to mean it's not going to matter. But it does make a big difference, and I've tried, and it's so hard. But anyways, if you would leave one, thank you, and I appreciate that, Mr. Ed. So yeah, Mr. Ed. I love the way they make their escape out of that mine.
I do as well. One thing that Avery does is he asks for a hat, and he goes, "No, I don't want the white one. I want the black one," which Jim West gives him, which will come into play in a little bit. But they head down.
Oh, yes, after the stream shakedown. Always after the stream. It's when it stops and is there that you can start putting comments in. And that's where people listen. Dave's, I keep interrupting him today more than usual. And hello, Al Villa. You guys are great. Yeah, we are, aren't we? Yeah, appreciate that. Cold hard facts. Thank you, Connie. Okay, go on, Dave. And this time it's going off.
All right, so they get into this like old abandoned mine underneath. And the cool thing is these torches. I mean, these are Land of the Lost torches.
Oh, where,
yeah. You just put a little match against it, goes into flames, lights up caverns for miles. And it's so cool as they make their way down through the caves, because they know that it's going to end up heading outside, and they've, gotten away. But what's happened is, because Avery took the black hat, that was an alert to his band of ruffians that he was in trouble, and that it's going to be like a $20,000 reward. And this is 1860s $20,000 reward.
Yeah, that there's $200,000. That's $250,000.
Yeah, for his safe return.
Just for leaving the white hat in his room. Yeah.
Yeah. So Jim West pulls out this. This is the only steampunk time of the whole show. Pulls out this pocket watch, pulls out the cord, lights it, and throws it, and it's a bomb. And before he throws it, he says, "Sorry, Grandpa."
That's what caught me though off guard. Are you serious? That wasn't his. Was it his grandfather's stopwatch? And
no, but it's just an old grandfather type.
Oh, maybe he just said
it's always a gift from the grandfathers. You get this
I gotcha.
watch.
Grandfather's watch, yeah.
And it's classic 1960s Hollywood where he throws it, covers the girl, and then there's an explosion, and you get like a little bit of dust, flowing on you.
Well, yeah, like little rocks like this are thrown at him, and you can tell they're like styrofoam.
Oh yeah,
hits them. You can tell one hit like close to the eye. It didn't do a thing. It was just styrofoam. But yeah, no, he blows it up and he thinks he's got it. And then they make their way to the entrance where there's these like the mining cars at the top of the hill, like a roller coaster ride. And I'm I know what they're doing already. I know what they're doing. This is fun.
Yes. And it's like literally Thunder Mountain, right? And that's one of my favorite rides at Disneyland. It is just, they're ready. There's coincidentally a rock that's holding the mining cars, so that they're not leaving. They go out, and all of a sudden Avery's men, come riding up, and there's 8 of them, which ironically on the way down, I counted, he killed 11.
Did he?
Yes.
I didn't catch that. I knew he had 8 like dynamite sticks.
Okay.
So he did have 8 dynamite sticks, or 7 or 8. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
but then he had the pistol where he shot. So yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, 11.
So it was just hilarious.
You know what always gets me too though is you know how all those henchmen started working their way up.
Yeah.
Why are they the dumbest people in the world? I mean, why would you walk in with no coverage? You got to, they got their pistol, but Jim West is up there with cover and, peeking out of the mine, and they're just all going to start walking in this big wide open area. It always happens in a lot of these movies. And I'm like going, how dumb do you have to be to think you're just going to dodge all these bullets?
That's true. And I like how they lay down in the dirt as well. Again, no cover, no nothing. No. And yeah,
it's crazy. Anyways, probably without reloading either. I didn't hear no reloads. That's for sure with Jim West. But again, once they got in those cars, those mining cars, to make their escape, it was fun. Go ahead, talk about Artemis, the voice.
So John Daner yells to his men, "Hold on, guys. Everything. I'm okay."
Thank you, Shakedown.
He tells Jim, like, "Do you want to discuss the terms of your, giving up, of your surrender?" And Jim West is like, "No way. We're not done yet." And Artemis goes, "Do you want to discuss the terms of your surrender?" In John Daner's voice, obviously horrible dubbing. Go ahead.
When that happened, I had to take a double take on that, because I was like, wait, is something wrong? What just happened? You know what I mean? Because it was John Daner's voice was on Artemis, and I just like, I got to go back a few seconds to see if this. Oh, that freaked me out, Dave. Anyways, go on. Continue.
It was weird, and it was like Godzilla. That's how bad the dubbing was.
Yeah.
So
it was weird.
They throw a mask around John Daner, and so that he can't talk. And Jim tells Artemis, "Tell the guys that, to clear back, that West is going to give up." And he does that. But that just gives him enough time to throw John Daner in the one of the mining cars. Lori goes into a mining car. Artemis and Jim.
I like when Artemis hollered to them to, Jim's giving up, and he's hollering to his henchmen. he pops up his head.
Yeah.
Like some kind of puppet. And his head's just standing there. And I'm like going, what is that about? It
They're
just
close enough to see him.
But if they see him, they can look and go, wait, that's not Avery. I don't know. It was weird. But listen, yeah, they all get thrown in the carts.
Right.
Thank God this is still in working order. I mean,
totally.
And it picks up some speed, Dave.
And I just can't wait until that they're going to hit the end of the rails and just go off into the pasture or wherever, right? It's going to tip over. And on the way down, they shoot 11 men or they blow them up. When they get to the very bottom, that's my favorite kill because there's a guy up there on a tower, basically, and they shoot him. And it's just like in all the old Western where he goes, oh.
It's like in every spaghetti Western.
Oh, 100%.
And let me just say, Gigi says, we just uploaded all the notifications, couldn't comment because the option was not there. The option is never going to be there because when we're live, and it's always live on this channel, it's only when the stream ends that you can go back and put a comment. And that's why I say that. It's hard to remember and hard to do, but it does make a big difference after it ends. But the comments will never be there unless you're premiering a show or if it's uploaded. But anyways, and I also thought it was so funny, Dave, when the dynamites were being thrown off the side. They're going like 50 miles an hour down these carts, and there's a and he's lighting it with a cigar. Next one over there.
He's not even aiming.
No, he's not even aiming, but he's getting close, 10 feet within a perimeter. So, I don't think it's killing them. Maybe hurting them. I don't know.
I don't know. We should have started back in episode 1 for how many kills Jim West is going to have.
Shakedown. Dino, do you have access to the Thin Man radio series? Of course I do. And I've played them many times on the channel. It's not in a separate stream, but if you check, oh boy, type in Thin Man Old Time Radio, and the one of mine, the Late Late Horror Show that pops up will be where it's in, because all my streams have been 12-hour streams. So, but I played the Thin Man over and over. So yeah, I could put it up one day just by itself. Okay, Dave, we're at the end here.
All right. One other character actor that I wanted to point out that's in this is named Chuck. He's the one who gets in a fight early on with Jim West, and he is kind of the right-hand man for John Daner. But he is played by this actor named Mort Mills, and he is the cop in Psycho.
Oh,
where you just see him with the glasses and then the very just, why are you here at the side of the road type of thing. He's the cop in Psycho. So
cool.
Yeah, he had done that like 7 years previous.
So the several people that were the only people in this episode, they really were all part of a lot of stuff. So Hey, Sally Skellington, what's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you.
So we should go back to the train now.
Sure. We got to end on the train.
And he's smooching again with Lori. Oh, and he's all, I'm going to, we can go to San Francisco together. And she's all like, no, I'm going to Chicago. And
she goes, I still don't know what to think of you guys. You know, like Secret Service guys, stuff like that. I don't know.
And Artemis is just cracking up because it's the first time that Jim is not going to get the woman.
And Jim says, he goes, well, that's going to make for a long ride back to Chicago. I thought that was very funny and very sexist.
It was.
For him to say that, oh, she's not going to be here to keep him company. But William Conrad was his character in this. He got the woman all the time. And
it's the 1960s.
Kind of like James Bond,
Yeah.
Is it right? Whatever.
So they've got John Daner on the train, and he's all, would you like to kick back with us in luxury, or would you like to go into the cell at the front of the train? And this is where they say, and have company of Marshall Kirby.
Which I didn't pick up on, but
they picked him up as well. And he's all, nope, I'm going to go sit in the cell. And that's what he does. Then Artemis starts playing the violin. And we see the back of the train. We see closing credits. And we have finished episode 5.
Thank you, Gigi. Yep, that's episode 5 in the books. It's a typical Western episode. And I state again that there wasn't a whole lot to it, except good guy going after bad guy with henchmen, catch him, take him back, and that's all it really was. I'm not saying it was a lazy episode; it still was good. It just, didn't have as much action really as the other ones.
Not as much action, but it was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, no, I like you said. IMDb might have a little high, but right about 7 is good. So I thought it was a very good episode. So stay tuned. Listen, next week is going to be a big week talking wise. We got some cool stuff we're going to be talking about. Skinwalker Ranch, the Art Bell episode where Bob Bigelow and Nids did some research on the property, and then to get caught up with what's going on there now and all that is just going to be very, very interesting. So do your homework, people. And then I can't wait. I really can't wait for the next Kolchak, Demon and Lace.
I can't wait either.
I hope I'm not disappointed, but I want to see this succubus.
Well, we could look it up and see. Well, no, let's let it be a surprise.
Yeah. No. I think I looked that it was like 7.8 or something like that too.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I think that's unless I'm getting confused with what we just did here. I could be. I don't know. Listen, I can't state enough how good the stream is going to be tonight with Vincent Price. Fixed. The audio is so crystal clear. You've got different episodes than the one you listened to before. I think a couple years ago that 3 years ago, I put the Vincent Price together. This is another collection with some, and I tried something different at the end tomorrow morning. There's going to be a couple films to audio with Shock and the Bat. So you kind of get to lay back and listen to the movie instead of watching it. Kind of like, if you're going to bed one night and you want to listen to some Vincent Price and you want to hear the movie, Shock, the Bat, it's towards the end in the morning. I'm doing something a little bit different there at the end. So stay tuned for that. Anyways, be sure to leave a comment below after this ends, and I would appreciate that. And anything you got to say, Dave? You look worried. So very intent.
I'm not that worried. We have a Charlie Chan coming up too.
We do. Well, is there anything else you want to say? Yeah. Castle in the Desert.
Yes, Castle in the Desert.
Is that the week after?
I'm not sure. It's.
Let me look real quick, because I did make a what you call it for it. Didn't I? Yeah. Where's it at, Dave? Oh, here it is. Charlie Chan in Castle in the Desert, August 18th. That will be the week before Kolchak, Demon and Lace. Next week, like I said, is Skinwalker Ranch, Paranormal Into the Night, Remembering Art Bell. So there you go. And then, we got, after Kolchak, we got another Columbo. It's a Stitch in Crime, right?
No, we just did a Stitch in Crime. We have Fade into Murder. So we're going from Mr. Spock to Captain Kirk. That's why I grouped them that way. Nice. And then a month from today, basically a month from now. September the 8th is another episode of the Wild Wild West, the Night of 1,000 Eyes. After that, we'll do Prisoner episode 3. We'll do another Kolchak. We'll, you guys know what we're going to be doing.
Yeah.
And then October is going to be a phenomenal month.
Yeah, we got lots of fun stuff.
We got some things coming up for that.
Yeah, stay tuned for the month of October, Halloween time. So with that said, come to my Dino Brickhaven, my other channel. I play old time radio shows to building Legos. See that? That's the haunted house tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. I will continue to build this haunted house here.
And there's great videos on that channel.
Thank you. Yes, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Updates on the Lego City, which, did you see the latest one, Dave, or no?
I saw the one 2 nights ago.
Okay, so you saw the latest one with the lighthouse and all that?
Yes.
Yes, you commented on there. Thank you very much.
French restaurant.
Yes, yes, yes. So good stuff, good stuff. I would appreciate it.
I will even tell you, I like the boat on the river thing.
Yeah.
The lake, and the way that you made the lake, I thought was cool.
Okay, cool. I appreciate it. Yeah. I'm getting pretty good at it very quickly. Okay, with that said, see you guys.